Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
Let's talk the Tennessee side of things here. Dalton Connect, fantastic in first halves in this Maui Invitational. Really hit a wall at halftime, whether that's cramps, whether that's something else, I don't know. RC, what did you see from Connect? Clearly he's a high-level guy, but struggled in second halves. Why did that happen?
Well, I mentioned that earlier. I'm not a fan of 3 games in 3 days. Like, I think that's hard to do. Trying to play certain, a high level minutes against the competition these guys played. So, the concern that I have for Tennessee going forward is if Connect is the guy, and as much as we talked about him in the past, then he's got to show up and make plays to close games. Like if he doesn't, then what's the difference between this year's team and last year's team? I know they got Vescovi. They got an issue with point guard spot. They got to figure out, do they want when Ziegler gets healthy, what are you going to do? How are you going to play him? It's him or Gainey. Gainey gives you a ton of offense, but Zakai's the anchor that he starts it with his defense, and he does. I don't know. We said this before. They're a defensive-oriented team. Then they got to come in with their offensive guys off the bench. How you mix that, you're giving one without the other, and that's my concern. I thought Connect was the guy that was going to be the offensive playmaker, the closer for him, and I'm not hard on them because of, like I said, 3 games in 3 days. But if they're going to get to their destination in Phoenix and possible win a natty, then he's got to step up and be that dude.
Tennessee struggled from 3 tonight, 9 for 33. How much of this was just legs, like RC's saying, hit a wall, 3rd game in 3 days? But not just that. They played Zach Edey yesterday, guys. Like that's a different challenge than just 3 games. How much of it was that?
I think that had a lot to do with it.
I think I'm saying. I think that's it. I think that is it, right? I think it's 3 games in 3 days, but we can say that as a perimeter guy with legs. But we got to be honest. It's still you got to figure out when you have a style like both of these teams. We're talking about Kansas and Tennessee. Both of them are physical. They're tough teams. The difference in this game, we know was Hunter Dickinson. But they got to go to their bench to guys to integrate offense. And then when they do that, they're not as good defensively. They're not as athletic. And I think they struggle because of that.
Yeah, I think RC makes a good point. 3 games in 3 days, I mean, that's difficult to do. And especially, a guy like, Ziegler, I'm looking at his stat line, he went for over. I mean, there's a lot to be said from a guy who just is coming back from an ACL injury. And then having him play 3 games, in 3 days is a difficult task. And it does make players vulnerable to injuries. I can tell you that. But I don't think you get much of an argument from many college coaches. Hey, let's spend some extra time in Maui or some of these tournaments. I think that's actually kind of appealing. So maybe they figure out how to kind of stretch these games out a little bit, give the guys a little break. But lack of legs has a lot to do with it, but also Kansas played 3 games in 3 nights, so it's hard to make that, excuse for Tennessee as well.
Rapid fire, who do you trust more for the remainder of the season, Kansas or Tennessee? Tyler, we'll go to you first.
Kansas, not even close. I think Kansas has more experienced players. I like Harris, Defensive Player of the Year last year, and I love the way Hunter Dickinson is playing right now. But also McCullough, to me, is a guy that is going to be a key factor for them. And KJ Adams, I know he's not going to just, fill up the stat sheet, but he does a little things to make winning plays.
RC?
Kansas.
One-word answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I still like Tennessee. I think they're a dangerous team. I just don't know when they got to sacrifice some of their identity for offense. And when you have to do some of that, then you're vulnerable.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.